What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about AAVE today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. AAVE, a good, very, very well-known decentralized protocol, DeFi protocol, I should say, I'm sorry, in the crypto space here at about $208, almost $210, and climbing, man. A lot of volume came in yesterday, a lot of volume coming in off of these lows, you guys. And that was not a bullish engulfing candle, but that candle to me looks like it means business. If we're looking at the daily time frame here, like a lot of cryptos, you are in a very firm downtrend in the RSI. This downtrend probably started, yes, I could have guessed, right at the same time that you started moving down in the price. I would expect that when you do break out of this downtrend in the daily RSI, which I think you will, anytime you have a downtrend, oftentimes you know you're near the end once you've hit the oversold zone, once you've interacted with that. Not only that, but I think from this low to that low, let's see, that's a higher low there. Do you have a lower low in the price? Yes, you do. That's bullish divergence, right? With a lot of volume coming in here. It's not, it doesn't mean that you have to move up through the roof right now, but it certainly is enticing and rather exciting to think that you could be breaking out of this downtrend in the RSI and therefore also likely see some kind of new trend in the price that could take you to new highs relative to this. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. If we look at this on a weekly basis, we go here, we go to the low of the cycle. This low, man, AAVE looks like it's in a parabolic trend, doesn't it? That's parabolic as hell, guys. That is phenomenal. Yeah. What's great about parabolic trends too, you guys, is that they only get stronger as they go, right? That's the nature of a parabola. It only gets stronger, and it just keeps going. It gets super strong as it goes on, and ultimately, whenever it crashes, it has a very, very rugged crash as well. But let's continue. Okay, so from a low here, the base of the parabola potentially, right there, bouncing at the 382, guys. Whenever you see a strong move, and I don't know about you guys, but I would call this, from a low in July 2024. Oh, come on now. July to December, less than half a year, about a 5.5x, I would consider that a pretty strong move. Maybe not for the average crypto, but for something like this, AAVE is a top contender here. Number 32, $3.15 billion market cap. For a coin like this, I would say that's a pretty big, significant move. At any rate, finding support at the 382 is a very significant thing to do. You oftentimes see this in strong moves, and you found immaculate support right there. Prior areas of resistance right here. No real significance going back in time. I guess you found some support here. Yeah, you found support there twice, so a little bit of significance. That's nice. I want to look at this on an all-time history perspective. Nope, that's not going to help us at all, actually. So never mind. I guess we can just use Coinbase because that's got volume. So I like that. We do have on the weekly time frame as well. I just want to indicate actually before we move on that bouncing off the 382 likely does suggest that you're going to see new highs. You're done going lower. That's what you call a tweezer bottom right there at the 382. It's perfect. What you need to do now, AAVE, on a weekly basis is close above 241.62 cents. You're at about $210 now. I think that, by the end of this week, you could be there, let alone by the end of March. If you break above this, that validates this as a low. Breaking above $241.62 validates the price that you just achieved this week as a low. It also validates the idea that you're going to see new all-time highs, or not new all-time highs, sorry, new relative highs. Inevitably, you will see new all-time highs. But looking at the weekly RSI as well, looking at this here, we have lower lows in the RSI, low here, lower low there in the RSI, and we have higher lows in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence, oftentimes signals and suggests that you will continue a trend. What trend are we in? We're in an uptrend, so it continues the uptrend. It didn't take much time to move up. It took a lot of time to move this much down. The bulls are very much in charge, and I suspect that this next move might be the most bullish move you've seen all cycle, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting from most cryptos, that we're about to see things take off. And the real reason for that, if you really want to know, this video that I just made, where is it here? It's crypto bull cycle finale phase happening now. That one. That would explain why. But just to kind of sum it up, why I think that we're going to see a strong rally, the strongest rally that we've seen in crypto over the coming months, is that the Bitcoin dominance is tanking, the DXY is tanking, and oftentimes these two things in culmination provide very robust altcoin cycles and movements, right? So across the space, especially for a coin like AAVE, I think that you're going to get a little bit of a lift from a high to a low overall. You've hit your 786, pulled back to your 0.5, very bullish indeed. I would expect that you see a very rapid recovery all the way up to the 886 at about $507. Remember, you're a multi-billion-dollar market cap right now, going up to $507. That's no feat. That's no small feat at all. But I definitely believe that not only will you achieve that, but you'll likely exceed that. I think this move, when it's all said and done, by the end of April, if not early May, like early in the month of May, I would assume you're at new all-time highs. That's my expectation with this thing. If we look at it here, if we take this relative high to low right here, the price area that would make the most sense to me would actually be at about $685 to just under $1,000. Maybe you do go above 900, but I don't think you go too much above 900. I don't think that you go above 1,000 by the end of this next move. You could. It's a cryptocurrency. Crazy things happen with crypto. You've moved up at very fast paces before. But I would assume with the parabolic trend, you probably stay true to this nature. You'll move up. You'll have a nice kind of sporadic move, and then you'll consolidate. Maybe you do stop around your all-time high area. Maybe you do stop at a like 574 to 685. I mean, looking at this right now, I would say 507 is a good minimum target to have. It's a good minimum target to have, and that's above your 886. And then I would say probably 956 is a good maximum. You could go higher, of course you could, but in context to this parabolic move, this parabolic endeavor, I have a hard time seeing you get above 956. It would kind of break the structure, and that's okay if it does. I mean, hell, if you go higher, that's not a bad thing, right? And I don't think anybody would complain about that. But I'm just trying to think not what I would like to see happen, not what you would like to see happen, but what I think would happen. And most likely to me, looking at this for what it is, I have a very strong inclination towards $685 being the target area that you achieve, if not somewhere between there and $956. Okay, something in that area. At a minimum, my expectation would be 507. You're at 210, 209 right now. Okay, minimum 507, likely zone 685 to 956. Maximum, it could be above 1,000, but I don't think you do. You know, I mean, technically, when you get above the 886, when you do get above this area, you do look for the extended fibs, which at a minimum would be at about $1,400. But I don't think you go that high. I mean, I do think you go that high by the end of the cycle, just not by the end of April, right? Not by the end of this next move. You're going to move up. You're going to consolidate some more and continue on with this parabola, right? Something like that. And then you'll move up to those targets above 1,000, likely going into the latter part of this year. And if we take that into consideration, if we look at this from an all-time high, come on now, all-time high to an all-time low, or not all-time low, but cycle low perspective, I would anticipate that AAVE has a rather explosive blow off top with this parabolic move that would take you from anywhere from at a minimum AAVE all-time high cycle ending target would be a 14x, or not a 14x, I'm sorry, 1,400 price to maybe a $3,500 price, with the expectation or the exception that you could go higher too. The average altcoin in the market is likely going to do something on the lines of a 20x from their current prices. So if AAVE was to perform on average with the average altcoin, that could actually take you above a $3,600 price, $3,500 price. And again, as this parabolic move progresses, we don't know how bullish you'll look by the end of the cycle, you guys. I want to say I'm expecting you probably stop at 3,500, 3,532. I think that's where AAVE is going to stop by the end of the cycle. But if it becomes more of a thing, if there's more hype, if everything goes according to plan and in the best way possible, I would assume not only is $7,264 possible, but maybe even prices as high as $10,000 could be possible. A price like that would give AAVE an overall 46, 47x in growth, and something like that would give this thing about just over a $100 billion market cap, $120 billion market cap. Not many coins break $100 billion. It does not happen all the time. That's not something that is just handed out. That is an achievement that is worked for, and oftentimes is only provided for coins that have existed for more than one cycle. AAVE has existed for more than one cycle. It's remained relevant. It looks good. It's got the narrative and everything going for it. This is a DeFi protocol. We have institutional players coming in. They're already here in crypto. They've been in since before this cycle, guys. We've had institutions involved since the 2017, 2015 cycle. JP Morgan's been involved, like the top 4 out of the top 5 world banks, probably 5 out of the 5, honestly, have all had their hands in crypto since before 2017. So this is not the first cycle institutional players got involved. This is just the first time that it's been on paper that they've gotten involved, and it was actually on paper then too, but not. We're getting away from it. All I'm trying to say is it would make sense if institutional on ramps are involved. If this is the institutional cycle, it would make sense that you could see something that is over $100 billion in market cap valuation for a DeFi protocol like this. And AAVE is like the prime DeFi protocol out of all of them. I think it's like the Mac Daddy, right? My expectation would be, just to shorten that up, something around $3,500 to $10,000 by the end of the cycle. I don't know what I would lean more toward, right? Technically, the minimum target would be around $14,000 to $2,000, but I don't think you stop there because, again, even at $3,500, that would mean AAVE underperforms the average crypto by the end of the cycle. So to me, logically thinking, I don't think this thing underperforms. I think it would outperform the average crypto. So I'd be looking more towards something that's on the lines of like a 34x to potentially around a 50x from this current price, but time will tell, I suppose, guys. We don't, nobody knows, right? But we'll see. I don't expect AAVE to see prices above 10K. I accept that it could get just below it, and I would at a minimum expect that you get around 3,500, if not likely higher than that. Everything looks good. It looks like AAVE's on its next move up to see new highs, relatively speaking, something that's going to be around your all-time highs, if not just above it. The highest price that I would expect that you're at by the end of April is $950, not above $1,000. Anything higher is encouraged. It's welcome. It's not a bad thing if it happens. And if I were to be wrong, if you're not moving up and you were to be going lower, I would say all you have to do, come on now, you can do one of two things, okay? The first thing, it's rather easy. And then the second thing is kind of the same thing as the first thing, but with an added step. The first thing is find resistance at the 236, come back down to the 382. If you do that, likely you will go lower. So if I'm wrong on my calls of going higher by the end of April, that's what you'd want to see. Move up to the 236, move up to 242, 241, find resistance around there. Doesn't have to be at that exact price, but just around there, and then pull back to the 382. If you do that, likely you're going to go to the 618. Okay, so likely then I would be wrong. Or don't even go to the 236, just pull back to the 382. Likely if you do that, you will go at least the 0.5, if not the golden ratio, okay? But if you do get above the 236, if you get above 241 on a weekly closing basis, 242 on a weekly closing basis, you close above it, that would completely validate everything that I've said. This is the low, and that you're onwards and upwards to new highs that are likely well above $500, if not even just below $1,000 by the end of this next move. That's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.